in the Cards family. And this is Keziah with All in the Cards, coming to do another true crime case. Now, this true crime case was sent to me by I hope you guys can hear me. I have my microphone up to my mouth, sorry. This was sent to me by one of my subscribers, one of my spiritual family members also sent it to me. So I've had more than one person send me the message in reference of this young lady. Her name is Nyla Cologne. She was last seen in South Fulton, Georgia. The article says on Facebook, as well as I've seen it. They sent it to me on Instagram. Her family say that they do not believe she's a runaway case. They particular urgent that she's found safe as she has a brain tumor and a history of seizures. Okay, that's what the article is saying here. Without her medicine and her care, the family says every hour gone puts her health at life at risk, and her mother described her as a vulnerable child who urgently needs medical attention. Okay, so when she was last seen on July the 27th, she was near Roosevelt Highway and Mallory Road wearing a blue lilo stitch hoodie and black shoes. She's 5'2" and weighs roughly 120 pounds. So now the police have issued a 50-state alert about her being missing, lost, or trafficked. So they're urging everyone across the country to watch out for her. She's a beautiful little girl, and I guess that's her dog. Okay. So this is Nyla Cologne. All right, so family, let's tap in and let's see what we can find out about where Nyla is and what's happened to her, being that she's missing. Okay, we're gonna ask the ancestors to come in and bring through messages of whatever or wherever she is, or show us in the cards. Allow us to be able to get some type of information to, maybe give or help the family or someone out there. That's why we tap in and do this in reference of this being a spiritual energy reading. And now, like I always say, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is non-factual. We have to say that for YouTube purposes, and we have to say that everything that comes out of the reading here on YouTube is allegedly. Okay. But if you know, you know. So this is the truth in the words that I use in reference of my readings, okay? And we'll tap in with the other cards, but we'll get started with the truth in words first. Put some Florida water on because I've been doing readings. Okay, all right, family, let's get it started. All right. And I have Nyla's picture up. She looks like a very like she has a lot on her mind, like she may have been a little bit kind of sickly. I can look in her eyes and tell that she has health issues, by the way she's kind of looked troubled in her eyes. But let's see what the ancestors want us to know about where she is. And I'm saying that I blew up the picture, so I'm looking at her face, I'm looking at her eyes. And I'm asking the ancestors to bring in the energy around this young lady. Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne, ancestors. Show us, where's this missing baby? Nyla Cologne. Where's she at, ancestors? Okay. Well, right out the back, I have the prinklies. Like, I feel like stuff is prinkly on me. Like, I feel like stuff is prinkly on me. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's making me itch. She may be in something that is like grass or something prinkly, something like I feel like something is sticking me. Unless something stuck her. I felt that all over my arms. Nyla Cologne. Maybe that's a part of her, how she feels when she's having her seizure or something happening to her. Medical wise, maybe that's how she feels. But I felt that as soon as I tapped into her energy. Nyla Cologne, where is she, ancestors? Show us in the cards. Where is this baby? Nyla. Come come through and show us in the divination of the cards where you're located. Where are you at? Nyla, Cologne. Where are you located? What has happened? Where is Nyla, Cologne? Nyla, Cologne out of Georgia, South Fulton, Georgia. Where is Nyla, Cologne in? Sister, speak to us in reference of where this baby is. Trauma. Trauma. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the trauma that's here. Okay. Wow. All right. This is different. I wasn't expecting this, but I mean, I don't know anything around this child. I don't know her. I don't know her family. All I know is that somebody sent it to me and said this young lady was missing. Okay. First thing I have out the first card out was court. Okay. So something about court, something about a legal situation. I don't know if the mother was going through some type of legal situation in court behind her or behind a situation. Um, I'm not sure. That's the first card out. Court. Something about court. Something about this. When this comes out, this is something legal. Somebody's going to court, went to court, maybe over Nyla or about Nyla, something around Nyla. There's something about a legal situation attached to this case, okay, of why this young lady is missing. And it looks like there's been a mistake, okay, an error, okay. But this error comes with consequences, such as some type of traumatic situation, like an error, like a mistake, okay. And I have healthy here. Okay, so we know that they've already told us in the article that came out that she has medical issues. So this either is about a healthy relationship or a healthy or somebody being healthy. So this, to me, this looks like it's going back to some type of situation around a healthy relationship with someone who, there's a crime of passion here. Okay. So I have the crime of passion underneath the healthy relationship. So a crime of passion coming out underneath the healthy makes me feel that this is some type of, situation around a relationship of such. Okay. Um, because of the way the cards lie. Okay. So let's keep going. The card underneath of court is my hustler card. This is my card that comes out about somebody, being a hustler, hustling by any means necessary. Most of the time in my readings, this is about somebody who sells drugs, maybe, or just someone who is hustling, trying to make means by any means necessary. Okay, get to the money, but it's attached to some type of legal situation. I also have an informant here. Okay, so there's an informant. And an informant goes back to someone who has been working with the police or working with authorities in some type of legal case. This feels like this could be some energy that comes off of something around a parent, maybe, because I don't know how old she is. Let me go back and see if they have an age on her. 16 years old. Okay. So from Atlanta. Okay. So what I have and what's showing here is that this goes back to some type of, and now I have the crime of passion. Now, a crime of passion sometimes will tell me about somebody doing something to someone, harmful, when it's a relationship attached to it. Or the crime of passion could be also given to the collective in a message from the ancestors about it being in a major rage. Okay, somebody who's in rage, because when you do a crime of passion, it's rage behind it, and it's emotions behind it. Okay, so with this coming out, it definitely is connecting to something about somebody having a healthy relationship, but there being a mistake because somebody is an informant about some type of legal case that is a hustler, and they brought some type of trauma amongst this baby. Okay, that's what it's saying in the first spread already, family. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, let's clarify. Clarity in reference of the spread. Okay, clarity in reference of the spread. I don't have anything yet that's showing me in reference of her not being alive though. Okay, so she may still be, alive, and it looks like maybe she's been caught in the crossfire of something that's happened in reference of maybe a parent's situation or a parent's relationship situation. But she's 16, so I don't know. 16-year-olds nowadays, they could have their own situations going on as well. So I don't know. Let's see what the ancestors want us to know in reference of clarifying the spread. Okay, I hope you guys can see the spread in the cards clearly. Let me make sure I got it right so you can see the whole spread. Okay, so we're getting ready to clarify. Clarify the messages that are here in reference of Nyla, ancestors. Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne, ancestors. Clarify, where is Nyla Cologne? Where is Nyla Cologne? Show us where Nyla Cologne is, please. Where is Nyla Cologne? Okay, yeah, a sexual partner. So this is either the mother's sexual partner or the father's sexual partner, or a parent's sexual partner. This also could tell me, okay, her sexual partner. So this is about someone that is connected to Nyla in some shape, form, or fashion in reference of them being a partner, someone who's been intimate with either her or the parent. Okay, because sometimes I can pick up on the parent's energy when I'm talking about the child. Okay, but this card also goes back to sexual abuse, retaliation, and so this also is something that's coming up as well. Okay, so I have to leave that there. That's on the bottom of the deck in reference of something sexual happening. Okay, um so let's look at the spread. Okay, now in the spread, I do see that it is some travel or some movement. Somebody has moved her, or she's traveled somewhere with someone. This is behind somebody having some type of faded relationship and somebody having an ego based off of some type of situation that has to do with, like I said, court situation and some type of information that's been shared. Okay, and it looks like, it could go back to some type of situation where this baby may have been caught up in the crossfire of something of maybe a parent or somebody that's connected to her in some shape, form, or fashion, because the court is cleared or clarified by ego. Okay, so that lets me know somebody with a legal situation in court, connected to some type of legal situation or a court case, has a big ego, has too much ego. They're like, oh, well, since this is happening to me, then I'm gonna make this happen to you because, da 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 da. That's the energy that's coming off of this, especially when I have underneath of that on the hustler card, because remember, the hustler goes by any means necessary. Now look at how the hustler card, which I told you is my card about getting money any means necessary. Any means necessary is not always great. This is not good money. Okay, this is somebody who hustles, maybe, like I said, and this information this information that's here on this informant is connected to this hustler. Okay, and some type of court situation that this informant, maybe somebody found out about somebody telling on someone, and that end of the battle is here. Okay, so somebody says so the ancestors is saying somebody's was a hustler that has some type of court situation, had a big ego, but now the hustler is clarified with the end of the battle. The end of the battle means someone either left this earth based off of the situation that's happened here in this court case, or it's the end of a battle. It's the end of a situation. That's why one is on here. So someone feels like they've won the battle, or they've moved on to the spiritual realm because they're no longer having to battle the earthly situations here in the underworld. Okay, so the next energy that's here is the error, the oops, the mistake, right? But it's in some type of travel, something that has went a distance. So there's definitely some type of mistake that maybe has happened in reference of somebody's sexual partner, in this crime of passion also that is here, or somebody being enraged and made a mistake, or it really wasn't truly maybe a mistake, but it could have been a mistake that this person that they thought was an informant, okay, because it looks like this is why all of this is happening behind somebody having some, because this is my information card. So the information is clarified on the informant. Okay. So that definitely lets me know that somebody has traveled, maybe even traveled to do this, right? Or has traveled with her in some shape, form, or fashion. Okay. Now I have the Most High here on the healthy. So when I get this card, it definitely is about, somebody that has went on to the Most High, or the Most High has stepped in and shined down on this situation in some shape, form, or fashion, that at one point in time was a healthy relationship, or was healthy, or someone was able to get away with some things, because look at the healthy, the hustler, and the information. It's all the same energy. Okay. So this lets me know whoever this hustler was, this is the healthy relationship that they had at one time with this person, right? Or this animal like behavior that's here from this person who may have retaliated, because looks like retaliation. Okay. They had a faded relationship. It was once a healthy relationship, but it went to a faded relationship. Okay. Because that's what that means. But the healthy is on the Most High. So that kind of lets me know, because it's also showing me with the hustler being down here with the end of the battle. The end of the battle is the same energy as the Most High, and so is the hustler with the healthy. So it comes out to tell me that something has happened in reference of retaliation of some type of legal situation, that somebody feels, maybe even, somebody's been an informant, a rat, and something about some information, and this baby has been caught in the middle of this situation, it looks like to me. Yeah. And even, you hear that motorcycle, something came in swiftly, quickly, and maybe took her somewhere. um yeah, because of rage. Okay, because of rage, this person is a savage, animal like behavior, because of the faded relationship, and the faded relationship has to do with this informant and the information that this informant has stored. Because this store card means stored information, data. So you have data here. So this is about information, okay, that this informant has in this court case. So the error and the mistake goes back to this information that this informant has, and somebody being enraged, and the faded relationship in reference of this healthy situation that caused to be an end of a battle, an end of a situation, but it has to do with this baby. And I know this is not of her, right? So it has to be some type of information that we're getting here. And I hope she's not sexually active, but this also could be, I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know the story. And everything here is allegedly all for entertainment purposes only. But I'm telling you what the ancestors is throwing out. This sexual partner goes back to the crime of passion as well. So somebody who was enraged in reference of this situation in a faded relationship. Okay, let's clarify some of this. Clarity on the ego in the court situation, because it is about some type of informant, a hustler. It looks like they've traveled and moved this child around, ancestors. Why is the ego in the court here in reference of Nyla Cologne, and where is she located? Nyla Cologne, where is she, ancestors? Nyla Cologne, ego in court for Nyla Cologne. Somebody's lost their way. That somebody's lost their way and drowned in their emotions, okay, because of this court or this legal situation. And somebody has the key of life is here. Okay, the key of life goes back to the ego. It's the same energy as well. But that lets me know also somebody has lost their way. Somebody has functioned off of their emotions. They let their emotions get to them with the drown as well on the bottom of the deck. Okay, drowning in the emotions, or they could have drowned her. Okay, took her somewhere and drowned her because of this informant. Or because of this court case. But I do have drown that's come out. Okay. But like I said, I felt like prickly stuff all over my skin before I even pulled cards. I don't know what that's about. Travel in the era in reference of where is Nyla Cologne. Where's Nyla Cologne, ancestors? Where's Nyla? Cologne. Where is she located? She is so pretty. Nyla Cologne. Where is she located, ancestors? Can you show me where Nyla Cologne is? There's it. Disappear, vanish. Yeah, foul play. In the bag. This is in a body bag, family. This is what this means in a body bag. Oh, God. This is the other picture I just found of her, and I blew it up. She is so pretty. Oh, my God. I hate this. And I hope that I'm wrong. I truly do hope that this baby is found. I truly do. And ancestors, we're going to pray against this. We're going to pray against this, ancestors, and this baby to be brought home to her family, ancestors. Please. Okay. So the ancestors gave me this. So somebody has traveled with this baby in reference of her disappearing. There's foul play, family, in reference of her vanishing, okay? In disappearing, there's foul play. And somebody has moved her or traveled with her some distance, okay? In reference of this situation here. And on the bottom of the deck, the same energy as the disappear is the in the bag. So let's keep going, okay? We still prayerful though, right? We still prayerful. The most high and healthy ancestors. Why is this here for Nyla Cologne in her being missing, ancestors? The most high and healthy for Nyla Cologne. Isolated, yeah. Cover up, yeah. Okay. So somebody may have isolated the situation. This could be a cover up of some sort, or somebody could cover the situation up, okay, about what's happening and what's going on within this situation. Somebody could have been covering up, but making it seem like they had a good relationship when they knew they had a faded relationship, or they knew that they were the informant. So it may have been some type of isolation that was going on. Maybe her family may have tried to isolate her from the situation, but there was definitely some type of isolation and a cover up. And that goes back to some type of healthy relationship. But look at the cards around it. But the Most High is shining information down about this being this is an isolated event. Also, ancestors is saying this is isolated to somebody that Nyla knows. Okay, I have to be truthful in the message. Okay, family, I have to be truthful in the message. Okay, all right. And there is some type of cover up. Okay. Clarity on the end of the battle and hustler for Nyla Cologne and where Nyla Cologne is. And sisters, everything here is allegedly. This is all non-factual. We don't know. We're just pulling cards and asking the ancestors to reveal what it is that we don't know of where Nyla Cologne is. The end of the battle and the hustler. Ancestors for Nyla Cologne, please show us in the cards. Nyla Cologne, ancestors, show us where she's missing. I got the Illuminati. My God. And power. Okay. So when I get that, there's like a secret society behind this. Okay. When I get that card, okay, this goes back to it doesn't always, although it can mean this, okay, but it goes back to some type of group of people that are working together, that are hustlers. See, hustling money, any means necessary, and they put an end to a battle with someone, okay, because of some type of legal situation. I don't know what her parents is into, or what she may have been into. I don't know, family, but all I know is the ancestors is throwing out the message in reference of a secret society of people or a group of people that may have. It's the same as the disappear, family. Okay, it's the same energy as the disappear. Okay, so some people, a group of people, a secret society, an underground, of people, because that's what they are, illuminated people. Okay, that have power. Okay, allegedly, all for entertainment purposes only. This is all non-factual. Okay, this can't be proven until it is proven. This is a spiritual reading. Okay, all right. Why is the store and the informant here around Nyla Cologne? The store and the informant around where Nyla Cologne is. Nyla Cologne that's missing. Why is the informant in the store here? Why is the informant in the store here for Nyla Cologne? Delay. Yeah, so there'll be a hurt. So there will be, or there is some type of delay in the information because of the information in reference of somebody telling some information on within this legal situation. Okay, so someone was trying to delay some things. Okay, because this is an isolated situation with these people. Okay, that goes back to somebody being in some type of secret society or hustlers. This could even be goes back to even like, you know, gang or high profile elite people, you know, that wanted to put an end of a battle because of some information they didn't want to get out. So you know, they're causing this they're causing a delay. Okay, because these people, right, all these people do have egos, right? They feel like they're above the law. Okay, so that's definitely makes sense to me in reference of this disappearance. But like the ancestor said, it's foul play. Okay, in this mistake. Okay, it's somebody that is this is isolated to this female's family or somebody she's connected to family. Okay, and it doesn't look great because I already had the body bag and now I have hurt on the bottom of the deck. That's same energy as the error, and that's of the crime of passion. Okay, so let me clarify the animal in the crime of passion that's here. The animal in the crime of passion for Nyla Cologne and where she's located, please. Can you show me in the cards, ancestors, clarity on the crime of passion and the animal clarity? My God. Earthly possessions over cars, clothes, money, something of value. There's the body, baby. There's the body of this baby. But you know, we could always be wrong. This could, you know, in some cases this could be, you know, someone who is still living, but in a lot of cases, family, when this body card comes out in clarity of the faded relationship and a crime of passion, and then I have the body to me, and then I have somebody travel with it in the disappearing. Okay, and in so many other cards here that make me feel that this is not a good situation behind some type of earthly possessions that this baby done got mixed up in or connected to someone who is mixed up in something, because ancestors already telling me it's isolated. Okay, and see, the body is right here with the Most High. See how the Most High is right here in this same spread. Look at the spread. Look at where it's at, family. See how it's right here. The Most High is right here by this body, family. Okay, with this crime of passion and this faded relationship. And whoever this is, this relationship that was healthy at one time that went sour, this person is an animal. See, savage like a behavior that traveled with this baby. They may have even moved her, put her somewhere different, right? But this all starts out with this court's case. See, that was the first card out. The legal situation is somebody being an informant. Okay. So this is about some earthly possessions, okay? Because the ancestors showed me that goes back to this elite group of people that are hustlers. They put an end to the battle because they didn't want some information to get out, okay? So they took her maybe as, it looks like, collateral or retaliation. That's what it looks like to me, okay? Allegedly, all for entertainment purposes only. This is all non-factual. Nyla Cologne, where's she located? Where's she at? Nyla Cologne, that's missing. See the below ground, underground? Yeah. Gift or package, and they got it wrong. Right. So if we look at in the book, when the gift and the package come out, that automatically tells me that somebody was, you know, there's something that was supposed to be given and receiving. Because the gift card is just like my gift card in my deck. Right? And if you know my spread and you know my cards, I have a card that says gift. Okay. And that means like the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. Somebody was supposed to receive something and to get something. So it's about a significant delivery or important transfer or a meaningful offering or a crucial package. So they're looking at her as the package in reference of something that was supposed to be received, or even going back to what this shouldn't have been. See, because all of this is about something below ground level, underneath, and then look at what's underneath the below ground level. Communication. Yes, it is the communication, because the communication goes back to this information that's here, this data, this communication, some type of informant with some type of legal situation. They wanted to delay this. They don't want this to come out, because this is isolated to maybe get somebody in trouble. And see, that's why the ancestors say they got it wrong. See, they may be even looking in a different direction in reference of why this baby has disappeared, and they got it wrong. Clarity on this Illuminati that's here in reference of Nyla Cologne. Why is that here? Fired. Fired. So somebody, once again, they took her as the package, as the actual, significant package, okay? Meaningful offer, crucial situation, an important transfer. The transfer was of whatever they needed or whatever they thought that they needed or whatever. And somebody got fired, okay? Somebody was let go, okay? Out of this situation, it looks like the end of the battle. See? Okay? Look at this. The end of the battle. Look at what came out to clarify the end of the battle in Hustler, the Illuminati. And it's underneath the court situation, the court case and the informant. And then we have fired. Okay? And then on the bottom of the deck, we have fake death, new life. So somebody wanted to move on from the situation. Nyla Cologne, ancestors. Where's Nyla Cologne? Please show us in the cards. Nyla Cologne. Is she still living? Nyla Cologne. I see the ancestors. Yeah, an unavoidable situation, some drama. Okay, so this baby was put in some type of unavoidable situation, unless this is her situation as well. And then I have the ancestors and the angels here. All right. Let's pull some cards over here and see, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, family. I didn't mean for this one to go that long, but it's a lot in reference of her case. Nyla Cologne, ancestors, is she? Where is she located? Okay, I got a marriage in ceremony. So somebody who's married, is her parents married, or what's going on with that? Nyla Cologne. Nyla Cologne. Show me ancestors. I'm seeing blackmailed and paid off. First card that flew out was marriage and wedding ceremony. Mental health, somebody's mental health, which goes back to the ego. Something about somebody manipulating, gaslighting, and wanting control. I also have life insurance. And then I have struggle. Somebody was struggling with some type of money situation as well. So I think the life insurance comes out in reference of this was insurance to get something from someone to get paid off. See? So because somebody wasn't in their right frame of mind. Somebody was a manipulator and wanted control, playing some strings, okay? And there was a struggle already with somebody having some type of financial situation, because it looks like they were fired because of something that went wrong, okay? And it was just it was just an unavoidable situation. It was some drama between this, and it looks like, it may have cost this baby her life, okay? Not sure, but it's what it's looking like. But let's, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. Okay. We are continuously prayerful. Okay. And everything here is allegedly all for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Ancestors, show me in the cards. Nyla Cologne is missing. Can you show us in the cards? If Nyla Cologne is missing, where is she, ancestors? Where is she? Nyla Cologne. Now, I don't have a death card here either, okay? But I do have the ancestors here. So she could still be very well, living. The only thing I had was body. So I do see a body here. And I did get the body bag, and I do see the disappear was the same energy, and I do have the ancestors here, okay? And a hidden network underneath of the ancestors, okay? A strategy, and I do see her being in some type of danger, Okay. And here's the strategy. Here's the hidden network. Okay. And here's the angels and ancestors. So somebody took her for some type of insurance or, collateral. I have the strength card here. Okay. So, this is a reflection of someone doing something, right? Because this woman is looking in the mirror and it has something to do with some five of swords. Okay. So that's some type of conflict. Okay. It looks like the conflict has something to do, and this is a female. Okay. um and this is another female. So I don't know, and tarot is fluid, but it looks like there was already somebody going through some type of conflict in reference of trying to have strength to get through this situation. Nyla Cologne. Okay. All right. This doesn't look good, family. All right. That's Nyla. All right. This doesn't look good. All right. This is the King of Wands. This is someone who takes action and handles their business when they are owed something. So they may have taken her. You see how she's laid out? She may have got sick or been sick and was, swiftly taken off somewhere. Okay. But it looks like there's a male. Here's a male here. So it's a King of Wands man. And then I have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck about some money. Okay. So here's the Four of Pentacles. Somebody also, this is a voodoo doll. So it's letting me know that with a pentacle there, right? But this definitely goes back to let me know that, with the Four of Pentacles, that's also about somebody holding money and holding information, okay? And this Knight of Wands, okay, took action in reference to what's going on here, okay? Clarity in reference of Nyla Cologne and this King of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. So there was some type of offer, or someone that offered some type of situation or wanted something, for whatever, they had her or have her. So there was some type of maybe bargaining, or the package. Remember, we seen this. So this is a lot of what it is in blackmail, right? Because here's the star, right? And so that goes back to her, she is the star, and or this is the mother that's praying and trying to have the strength in reference of this male that has taken this baby. Okay. But it just doesn't look great, family. Okay. I'm going to leave it here. We're still prayerful, though. Okay. We're still prayerful in reference of this baby being found alive. We, continue to hope and pray that, that she is found. Ancestors, can you tell me in the card, is she still alive? Is Nyla Cologne still alive? Ancestors, she's missing. Okay, that fell on the floor. Okay, let's see what it is. And again, it came out in reverse. Okay. So it's something they may be holding on to her. Okay. Because it came out in reverse this time, but this is the Four of Pentacles that I had the last time. So they could be holding on to her. Okay. Because that's a card about holding on to something behind some type of monetary situation. So she may not be in the best of health where they have her, this male. You see how she's passed out? And they may be trying to get an offer out of someone, but someone may not have what they want, okay? Or they may have contacted them, because remember, we had the life insurance here. So it's like somebody maybe has taken her in reference of insuring because they've traveled somewhere, right? In the disappearance, right? But it's foul play, family, okay? But yeah, okay? But this was unavoidable situation, all right? But it's definitely showing me that, somebody has gotten a hold of her, okay? Somebody has gotten a hold of her, this King of Wands, all right? And I'm going to leave it there. If she's not found within the next week or so, I'll tap back into this energy. But at this time, it looks like it's some things going on, family, in the background, okay? Everything, like I said, is allegedly here off of entertainment purposes only. This is all non-factual. It can't be proven until it is proven. This is a spiritual reading. I have no ability and I have no power over what comes out. This is divination of cards. Hit the like button, family. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.